Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo. This is the MeWe Metaphysics and Wellness Fair for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest United States, and we also host many events online. We've been running these fairs for over 6 years. We have a selection of practitioners and vendors that are available sharing about our work. We offer free talks, free sample sessions, and we also offer sessions that you purchase that are private. We offer our work often at a discount, so you get a chance to work with us, find out what it's like, and work with a variety of practitioners as well. So today we have 5 of us here. We'll go through and share about our work today, and then we'll have an intuitive panel where we answer questions from the audience. And then we have talks scheduled throughout the time. And we're also all available to do sessions as well. You can often do sessions now, or you can purchase them for the future. And if you'd like to join us for our events, just go to jointhefair.com and join us in Zoom for all of the festivities. All right, let's go through and we'll have everyone share a bit about what we do, what we're offering. So let's see, we can go in, maybe we'll go in alphabetical order. So have Brandy, Donna, and then Galactic Ashley. Go ahead, take a couple of minutes and share about what you do. So a little bit longer intro than we often do. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Brandy Roberts. I am an oracle, which means that if you, excuse me, if you ask me a question, then I will sort of seek it within your energy body to find the answer. So it's not that I can get any answer, it's that I can get the answer for you from your body, from your energy. I'm also a Reiki master, and I incorporate that into conversation usually. I don't put anybody on a table. I actually don't usually meet with people. I do most of my work distance. So that's all done through distance. And then I'm also, I refer to it as a quantum energy frequency repatterning healer. And that's, I sort of communicate with your particles and get into the middle of them and ask them to transmute whenever we sort of discuss and release trauma, so that there's a mind, body, and spirit cleansing. I refer to it as if you have cylinders for mind, body, and spirit, you want all of those firing in the same direction. And that's what I like to do. I also like to work with people who are really frightened of their own spirituality through multidimensional distortion. So I help identify what it is that they're experiencing and how that translates into their operating perception, so that they can become less frightened and more aware of what things look like when you shift perception. So it's usually removing the fear, identifying what is causing that feeling, and welcoming in the newness that is you. Thank you. Blessings.
Hi, I'm Donna Sauer. I'm a long distance animal energy healer, and I also do animal communication. I love to work with the animals and their divine mission in on their own path, and also being on a path with you during their lifetime. I like to try to find out what kinds of things might be upsetting. For instance, last night I did a young boxer who was just misbehaving, and it turned out that she was exceptionally, she had very high keen hearing, and was being upset by loud noises and so forth. And she also was having trouble with all the electromagnetic stress in her house, any kind of microwave, phones, whatever. So we worked through that, and hopefully she did calm down last night. So hopefully, young dog, she will adapt. But it was helpful for her owners to be able to see that and understand that she needed some downtime, some quiet space for herself. And so that's the kind of work I do. I also do animals that have been traumatized, and particularly those that have been through adoption processes from puppy mills or whatever. So I try to work with them and try to take their past trauma. I had a cat, for instance, that the owner had been with the owner for 12 years. The owner committed suicide and burned down his house, and the cat was left at for an adoption. And it took me about 6 months working with the owner to finally get him to trust that this was his forever home. So those are the kinds of things I do. And I also do uh, medical intuitive to try to find out what might be going on with them. I'm not a vet, but I can see areas that need healing, and I send energy healing. So I use a lot of modalities. I use uh, just like brain integration, energy. I do crystals, send healing herbs and that kind of thing. Colors, calling in the archangels, just large number, just depending on what spirits want me to do for that particular animal. So I find great pleasure in helping the animals, and at the same time, opening up many of their owners to the actual idea of spirituality and their own abilities, their own intuitive abilities. I'm always pushing them to grow in their own ability to do this work. So hope to see some of you tonight. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Donna. All right. So then Galactic Ashley, I'll share, and then Susie.
Okay. um, Hi, I'm Galactic Ashley. I channel divine guidance for star seeds, connecting them to their star families and galactic lineages. I use light language frequencies and work with your cosmic connections to facilitate high frequency healing transmissions and encoded activations. Tonight, I will be doing a light language healing transmission with divine messages from the Arcturians and the Dragon Consciousness. Tonight, there will also be a special, which is 10% off of my Galactic Guided Intensive called Sovereignty and the Sacred Art of Channeling. That is a 9-week program, and it starts next week. So if anybody wants to talk about that, you can come and get a hold of me. Also, part of a lot of times people ask me, like, what is a star seed and what is the purpose of connecting with our galactic families? And so I just like to say that connecting with our galactic lineages offers a lot of opportunities to heal and to integrate with our multidimensional aspects and to hold divine presence in the present. Rather than being focused on down here, not being as good as out there. So the purpose of connecting with and uniting with your star family is to remember that you are never separate from home. You're not a cosmic orphan, and that you chose to come to this planet with a mission. And when your star seed aspect or galactic self is activated through your heart, you begin to process and integrate and ultimately experience unification, where you're able to live as your galactic self. And by doing this, what we are doing is we are restoring the divine human DNA, which allows us to transform consciousness through the body and to co-create a galactic legacy here on this planet. So this is part of my mission and why I am here to help bridge the earth with the new earth. So thank you very much. Come get your galactic groove on.
Thank you so much, Galactic Ashley. All right, I'll share briefly, and then Susie. I'm Lorelei Shamayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader. I believe that we all read eyes all the time. You can get that sense if you imagine meeting someone with dark sunglasses where you can't see their eyes. There's so much missing. And as soon as you see their eyes, there's so much there. I interpret what I see as a set of archetypes. Like eyes are a window to the soul. The archetypes I use to describe your natural talents, which point to your purpose, the pacing and rhythm with which you integrate and share and move in the world, how you make decisions, how you communicate, what motivates you. We're born with all those, and then also how you protect yourself forms during the first 2 years. I also look at worldview or consciousness lessons. There are lessons of the 7 talents as well. So my aim is to look at your soul. So like eyes are a window to the soul, and then also to see where you are in your lessons in sharing and expressing the best of who you are. Then I can use this to help you make decisions, be aware of your life purpose, and then tune your career path so that you're expressing your purpose. See who you might work with that really wants your purpose and allows you to express it well with others. Can look at photos of people in your life, work, or personal life and help you better understand them and make shifts about your relationships. And I also use this for matchmaking. both for business and for romance. So for romance, you can tune, for example, how you represent yourself online so that you share your soul, and then help you find eyes that are a match for you, that are soulmates, that have a similar soul. And then for business, I help find eyes that are great for whatever the role is, for the culture, for the team, so that everyone feels more joy and fulfillment working together and experiences more success together. So Lorelei Shamayo, do intuitive eye reading, and I also do body psychology coaching and consulting. So whatever's here, I may have something to contribute for who's at play and how you can best show up for whatever that is. All right. And I offer my work at a discount if you purchase a session today or sign up for a session today, about 50% off my regular prices. Let's see. All right. Let's unpin me. And then, all right, Susie.
Hi, I'm Susie Parker Goins. I'm Blue Lightning Healing. I'm a channel, so that means divine comes through me, changes me up a little bit as far as physicality and vocal expression. So it's an aspect that is very accessible to you, whether it's a spirit guide or some aspect of the divine comes through and talks to you so you can have a more, I don't know, friend-like relationship. I find that spirit guides don't want to be bowed and have all those obeisances paid to them. It's just come on out and talk to them. And so I do that. And then I'm an energy healer, so I can scan your body for blockages or things that you're holding on to. And we work together. I'll give you the tools. I'll teach you the tools so that you can do this stuff on your own. Excuse me. I also do past life exploration and healing. That's going to be the talk I give today is do it yourself, past life healing. I have a podcast called Blue Lightning Healing Meditations where I talk about something on a Thursday and then the following Monday is a relevant or applied meditation. That's it. You can find all the platforms at anchor.fm, but I'm on Spotify and Google, Apple, just got onto Amazon Music, and a few other platforms. I have a website, bluelightninghealing.com, and the best way to get a hold of me is at my email address, susiepgoins@gmail.com. And yeah, it's a great day. Talk to y'all soon.
Great. Thank you so much. So we are here for the rest of the evening. We're going to be answering questions from the audience in just a moment. And then we have a series of talks planned, so you know what's coming. Let's see. Today we have DIY Past Lives with Susie Goins. We have Light Language Healing and Channeled Messages with Galactic Ashley. Spirituality of Animals with Donna Sauer, and then Channeled Group Healing with Brandy Roberts. Lots of opportunities tonight, and we're all available to share more deeply about our work, answer questions, probably do some more samples, and we're available for sessions as well. So if you'd like to work with us privately, it's a great opportunity for that. All right. Thanks for being with us. We're back here at the MeWe Metaphysics and Wellness Fair for Energizing Body, Mind, Heart, and Soul. We have 5 practitioners here right now. We'll be here for the next few hours, and we're getting ready to start our intuitive panel where we answer your questions from the audience. When you ask a question, keep in mind that this is public. This is going to be up on the web. If you'd like to work with one of us more privately, in private, please let us know. We're all available to do private sessions. And just remember, when you ask a question, if we share more deeply or about a topic in your life that you don't want us to be speaking about in this format, please let us know. We're here to honor you. So we'll tune and change what we're offering. And yeah, though, thank you so much. All right, so Verna, I understand you have a question.
Sure. I am I'm having some eye problems, and they've given me nausea at work. I think it's what's causing my nausea at work from looking at the computer, and my eyes have been really dry. And then I have what's called vitreous detachment going on, and then I think something's wrong with just focusing and tracking. So that makes it kind of difficult. And this just started happening about a week ago. So I am taking a writing class, but it's hard for me to work on the computer because my eyes are just not good right now. And it's just really frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Well, I know Brandy's in line. Go ahead and start with Brandy.
So it's really interesting. I was given an image of what your energy looks like in your as it's passing through. So it's I want to say it could be a little bit hearing. It's almost like your see hearing. It's like what you see and how you translate that into your hearing has been in some way shifted. It's like a little piece inside, and I'm not sure how I know this. There's a little piece inside that's a little bit muffled, and it's like your energy is shifted. So if you're facing me, like, and I don't know if this is backwards at all with the cameras, but it feels like it's coming out your left side. So there's like a little bit of a clog in here. Um, Here's what I want to say to you. It feels like you've had some personal enhancement in how you view yourself. When you did that about 3 weeks ago, is what they're telling me, about 3 weeks ago, when you did that, you sort of had an aha moment that unlocked a piece of you that sort of shifted some energy somewhere. And then it put you, I don't want to say vertigo, like I'm not going to go there, but I'm going to say it put you a little bit askew with that. So, and I'm taking a look at it right now, and maybe just the recognizing of it is going to put it a little bit back in place. Anyway, that's what I'm seeing. And yeah, it is sort of balancing. I'm sort of seeing that. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, Brandy. Anyone else have something to share with Verna?
I have something really quickly that's, but then I want to tune in a little bit more. But the first thing that I get, I do feel that the writing is really important. And so I'm seeing you, like, are you able to handwrite things? So basically I'm seeing you handwriting what you're working on, and that will actually be more beneficial for you because you're using so hopefully you're writing poetry or short stories. You're not trying to write a novel right now. um, but it's going to be activating a sort of a channeling within you, sort of like there's something about the pen in the hand and starting in that way that is going to be really beneficial for you. And it will also, because you can even do it with your eyes closed, and then to go ahead and use technology to and if you have a mouthpiece, I find that this really helps if you're going to do like voice to text or voice to audio on the computer, so that way you can read into the computer, and then you can turn the screen light down a lot because it feels like it's hurting, like everything feels really bright. So I definitely agree with what Brandy's saying, and that there's been an energetic shift, but I see it as something that's good. Obviously go to the, I mean, you've gone to an ophthalmologist and an optometrist, right? And they probably gave you for like dry eyes. I had this when I worked on the computer all the time because you get so focused and then you're not blinking, to put in eye drops, and there's all the things that you can do to sort of help your eyes. But I'm actually getting to just step back and get away from the computer, and then also to use something. Dragonite's coming, but it's not. It's Oregonite, or do you put something near your computer to actually help off to help offset some of the stuff that's coming off of the computer, because I actually feel like you're developed a more of a sensitivity to it, and to get those the salt lamps, and to have some salt lamps around your computer too, to have some things that are absorbing this, because it's almost like you're absorbing it in the head area. And so I am getting that all of these things can help you, but to be aware, obviously tune into yourself, but be aware of not making a mountain out of a molehill. And I see this as being temporary. And so to make some adjustments, and then to try and see those, or to shift your perspective into seeing those, it's funny, they're saying seeing a lot, seeing those adjustments as actually a beneficial tool for you to actually add into your tool chest, not a belt, a tool chest.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much. I know Susie's got something to share too.
Hey, Verna, a lot every time, Brandy would bring up a point or Galactic Ashley would bring up a point, it's like ticking off what I've got here. So I do see an energy shift, and that it's for the better. You've taken on so much, and that you're kind of overwhelmed with all of this computer stuff you're doing. Galactic Ashley was talking about having something near your laptop to help absorb it. I use shungite. This one happens to be in the shape of a lovely dragon, but shungite is a mineral. It's a stone that you get from a particular area, and I know a guy in Mount Vernon who is devoted to shungite, and I have a little sticker on my laptop that helps to absorb that stuff. And I think the nausea is a result of the energy shift you're going through. It feels like that. I agree with Galactic Ashley in that the writing is important, and that's part of that energy shift you're going through. And it's your a friend of mine and I were talking about it, that she presented it as layers, and it's more of an expansion. The layers kind of melt away, and that you're expanding energetically, and the writing is allowing you to access other information. So yeah, it is a form of channeling for you. It feels like that you're going to work on getting the form of the writing done to a way you accept it. But then there are times when it's okay to be sloppy with it and just kind of write whatever you feel. My daughter calls it a brain dump, where you just put everything on the paper. And yeah, I feel like pencil and paper are going to be better suited for you. It harkens back to a past life in which I see you sitting there, and it looks like a quill even. So we may be talking like 17th 18th century, and candlelight, and you would just write and write, and that's what you did. I can't see exactly what it was you were writing, but it was something you needed to do to get the information out, to get that energy out of your head, because you had a whole lot of stuff going on in the head, and that feels like what's going on now. You've got a lot of stuff to process, and writing helps you to process this new energy and this new information.
Mhm.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Great, thanks. Does anyone have anything else they want to share?
Just say I do with the writing also. And I want to say something about what Galactic Ashley said was going to take you back to about 3 weeks ago, and I think it does have to do with the writing, and also to write with both hands. Try writing so that you're writing, even if it's just scribble. And not to the point where you get sore. Like if you're right-handed, if you're writing with your left, you don't want it to get sore. But maybe just write a little bit every day with both hands, to sort of balance your energy on both sides. Yeah.
Great, thank you. See if I have a little bit too. I know, you shared about your work a bit in the past. Is there anything that's changed at work the last couple of weeks or so?
Well, one of our managers left suddenly, and I don't know why. And another one is leaving, and he's one that I really like. And then there are a couple of other people who are leaving in the store that I work at. So, and I'm thinking about, well, I'm going to look into a paid leave of absence through the state. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I just feel like it would be a good thing for me if I did that.
I know, I look for patterns and things like that. So just with eyes and seeing. I know I just think about like what you're not wanting to see, or what you're seeing is painful, or about so many people leaving. I think about where you grew up, and did you move or did people move away? Did you have older siblings? Are you an only child or do you have older siblings?
I have two older sisters, and we moved probably 5 times when I was a kid.
So I'm
5 or
thinking,
6.
yeah, so I'm thinking about you moving or like when they moved out. How much older than you are they?
One is 2 years older and one is 10 years older.
Okay, 10 years older. Yeah. And what was it like when that one, the one that's 10 years older, when that one moved away, moved out?
I just remember there being like a kind of a different, like a shift in the household. I don't remember any more than that, but I just remember there being like a shift in um the balance of the household.
Okay, so nothing. And then the moving, so it sounds like you moved 5 times or so. And was that fairly easy for you, or is that challenging in a number of ways?
I think it got easier each time, but we tried to stay in the same general area so we didn't have to change schools. But
Okay, yeah.
and then myself, I've kind of moved around in adulthood a little bit. So
Yeah, no, nothing. Yeah, I was just looking for different things that might, just a lot of changes. Yeah, it's a lot of changes at once. And I know. And so, is there any of the other people that are leaving? Is there anyone else at work that you're particularly close to that you know you'll miss a bit? Yeah. Thinking, but you're not working on the computer any more than you were before at work. It's about the same.
no, I think I've been doing a lot of Zoom meetings, a lot of kind of recreational YouTube watching, and I've also been using the computer to write.
I know an exercise that might be helpful is to go sit outside somewhere and intentionally let your eyes blur,
Hmm.
so that, yeah, maybe someone was sharing that earlier, but yeah, just to let them blur. Okay. Yeah, so you're not focused, and like let your eyes relax and like have that be okay, so they don't have the expectation that they have to do work. Yeah, great. Yeah, those are some of just the things that I wonder about that are here. And we
I'm trouble. I'm having trouble getting my body to relax. So I think
yeah.
that might be it. Everything feels tight.
Mm.
May I ask you a couple of questions, Verna?
Sure.
What do you do for work?
I work in retail, cashier at a hardware
Retail.
store.
Okay, okay. Thank you. I had another question. It just left me. Sorry, I have something spinning back here, and
Yeah, it's
I'm
okay.
not
Just
exactly sure what it is yet.
jump in. Yeah, whenever.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was yeah. So having trouble relax. That's been going on for weeks.
I think I just noticed it, like it's kind of come to the fore, like stuff with my body that's been happening probably for 6 months is coming to it's like coming forward more. So I'm feeling it more intensely.
Yeah, so it's like waves of trauma, I think, that are rippling, that are wanting to come out. But yeah, So part of it is, I wonder, part of it, I wonder, it's like you feeling some sense of grounding and some safety to let that flow through you more, maybe so that it flows through more quickly. And I wonder like what might give you some of that safety and that grounding and like an ability to be with it.
Mm.
Do you, I know the weather's changing right now, right? So it's much cooler. Are hot baths really supportive for you or anything like that? I don't know if you have access to a bathtub.
I do.
I'm wondering what is, but that.
I'll give it. I might try a bath. I I have some like. I don't have a bath phobia, but I just have like a weird. Like I feel like baths are too much work in a way, just because you got to fill up the tub and then it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be a good thing to try though, just because I think it would relax me anyway.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering that it might relax you in a way that, like in the heaviness of the water and being in the water, like, and you're lighter when you're there, but still, I experience just a pulling down of my body, and so there might be more connection to the earth, like more of an awareness of that somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also add stuff to your water like Epsom salts, and that helps to pull out toxins and all that buildup. I'm seeing that lavender essential oil is going to be good. That's the only one of the few I know that you can actually apply directly to your skin without a carrier oil. So putting that on your temples, I'm getting is going to help you relax. How's your breathing? Because
It's pretty shallow lately, yeah.
okay, so working on the diaphragmatic breathing and making it conscious that you are breathing so that your stomach expands, and when you exhale, your stomach contracts, and getting that physicality back, it will help you. I think it helps with relaxation, and then you can add another level to it by breathing with intention. So you breathe in love and you breathe out stuff that doesn't serve you. So breathing in love and breathing out fear or anxiety or whatever it is, and you do that for a series. I usually use sets of 3 when I do that, and it will bring you back into your head. Well, I was about to say into your head, but it brings you back into yourself. And if it allows you to focus on something besides the energy shifts, it will relax you and help this other stuff happen with less stress on you. Yeah,
Um,
that's that.
Verna, may I tap into your energy? Like, may I actually connect with you and check something on your body?
Yes.
I want to look at your thymus because what I'm feeling is that you are getting some sort of, here's what's happening when you come to relax. There's like this, okay, I don't know what lumbar means, but that word just came up. It's like when you lay on your back, there's this space between, it's a little bit above your bra strap down to a little bit in the middle of your back. And there's like this huge, it's not a hollow, it's not a void, but what it feels like is it's anxiety and panic. And it's all internal, which means that this is all repressed anxiety, panic, and withheld breath. This is what I'm getting at. You have withheld breath. Oops, you just moved on me. Where'd you go? And so because of that, oh, hang on just a minute. You just shifted from there to there. So you have some, where was I going? Anxiety and panic. Oh, so when you go to rest and lay down, sometimes if you are thinking or overthinking, or you sort of have an energy that sort of plateaus you, it's like your body won't come down all the way because you've got this space in there. And so to work through that, you can systematically talk to your lower back spine and say, okay, I'm going to breathe in now and I'm going to release this. What is that? It's not a, is it a vertebrae? Sorry, vertebrae. And then I'm going to take another deep breath and I'm going to release that one. And then I'm going to watch the air. Like I'm going to feel it in my back. And I'm going to go, as I'm laying on my back, I'm going to go, okay, did that actually release all the way from my spine through to my abdomen? Because if I didn't feel a full release, I want to do that vertebrae again. And then I want to do it again. until you breathe in and out enough until you can relax all of your abdominal muscles, every one of them. And there may only be technically a few, but there's all sorts of little spaces around all of your inner organs that has suppressed data, suppressed energy. And this is what I'm talking about, to breathe through all of that so that everything releases, so that when you get in an energy that sort of, I call it, you get a hiccup. It's like, you kind of like that. And then this energy and this emotion comes in, and then we've got an emotion, and now we've got a memory and all this stuff flooding back in. When that starts to happen, the more you can breathe in and release and do all this, you won't have so many layers and plateaus to get through each time. And then eventually you won't have any. You'll be able to sit through it, breathe through it, and go, okay, I had that, but it doesn't impact me anymore. And so that's what I could suggest to work on, is the breathing and the way that you relax down your spine.
Go ahead,
Can I say
Donna.
something?
Thank you.
I-
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was just
I-
thinking about that.
Yeah. I'm not adept as these other gals are. I mean, I agree with everything they're saying. It resonates, but I just tell you a flash I saw. And what I saw was you sitting at a chair with a computer screen in front of you, and you just shoved your chair back, just shoved it back and stood up and walked away. And so I don't know how to interpret that, except maybe just at home or whatever, just stay away from the computer, go outside, sit under, well, it's getting a little cold to sit under a tree, but go out, go for a walk, just totally, just not totally disconnect, but try to let go. Like you were saying, you get up at 4 to check your email and everything. Maybe just try to let go of that for a while. I know I do it myself, but but try to let go of it and just take that electronic stuff out of your life as much as you can, just for a while, until you can get your body relaxed and get back to who you are, and not what the rest of the world wants to feed into you from a screen. Hope that helps.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
had just one little tiny thing, and I'm fully aware that you're getting you feel full. I just want to like reaffirm that you kind of already, like you already said that you already know what to do. You said that you're trying to like find a way to take time off, and I just want to bring that up because it goes with what Dr. Donna just said. That like she saw you just being like, screw this, and I just, in your voice I heard you say, I don't know if that could happen. I fully believe that if you focus on that and you see that happening, that you can make that happen. Yeah, and in this year especially, even though it's so chaotic, it's also a really great time to co-create. There's been a lot of people that have actually been having a lot of successes this year, and so it's very interesting. And so I just want to reiterate that you kind of already have the solution that you need, and you've already said it. And so I'm just handing back to you what you already know, and to let's like, yay.
Yeah, I feel like I've just noticed lately at work that I've been feeling more suspicious of coworkers and some customers' energy has really thrown me a bit. And then I have one coworker who I think is watching me, and I don't know if that is like my own mental illness happening, or if this person is really like staring at me and watching me while I work. And so I just it's kind of like I need a break.
Well, am I unmuted? If I may, you could do yourself a big service by deciding that you matter, right? Because the minute we start engaging in what other people think of us, then we step away from self. So what I want to say to you now, and this is channeled, is that you matter. It doesn't matter if somebody's watching you. It doesn't matter if somebody's keeping tabs on you. What matters is how you feel about you, right? That's super important for you to know. You matter, but you matter to you. The relevance to other people is up to them, but you matter to you. And I want you to really feel that. I want you to look in the mirror and say, I love me. I love you. And it doesn't matter. They can do whatever they want. I'm me. I can be me, right? And that's okay because no one else can be you but you.
Mhm.
So I really want to draw your energy back into the self, into the self, into the self. You know, everybody matters, right? But when we start getting into other people's business, that gets things a little entangled, right? We're trying to
Mhm.
minimize the quantum entanglements that we have with other people. That begins with, where are we focused? If we're going to focus on somebody, if we're going to be suspicious of them, then we're sending them energy that says, you know, maybe you should be suspicious of me, right? We get what we give. It's reciprocation. It's an energetic reciprocity, a back and forth. So
Mhm.
to fix that, all we have to do is say, you matter. What matters to you, from you, within you, is what's important. Because once your energy changes, then you're no longer going to attract those things that you're giving, which is suspicion, right?
Mhm.
Blessings. That is the message.
Thank you.
Yes, a part of that, you playing with saying, I matter, and seeing what that's like to say that.
Mm.
Yeah.
I matter. It's yeah. I just I feel like there are too many entanglements that I've created at work by caring too much about things, and also just my own fear and wanting to control so that I'm safe and other people are safe and that people get what they need. And so it just gets all like what you said about entanglements.
You know, you said a lot in there. You said a lot in there. You said, number one, that you're hyper aware of your situation. You know, you're very intelligent metaphysically, right? With your spirituality. You're sort of aware on the back end of how involved you are. But let's not wrap that up in caring, right? It's not caring. It's over worried about what other people think about you. We don't want to misunderstand self.
Mm.
It's just because you want to please people so that they like you, or for whatever reason, or for whatever reason. We want to get that off the table because you're perfect just as you are. You don't have to do anything at all to have anybody love you for who you are, right? That's a misunderstanding. It's a misperception. We spend a lot of time trying to say, oh, well, if I just did this, or if I just maybe baked them a cake or took the neighbors some cookies or something like that, then we could. No, you know what? It's self. People like you for you, not what you do. So we don't want to get over involved again in other people's business, because that does get us quantumly entangled. If you're over caring, you're oversharing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was something in the energy that you said, and then you sort of wanted to back into it by, well, it's fear, it's this and that. I just didn't want you to put the blame on the situation. Oh, well, I got involved with caring, right? Because what that did is that took power away from self into what I could do for somebody else, because something in this means I need to overgive, right? So I want you to come back to self and go, okay, I can just say a hi, how are you? And be in myself, and that's beautiful. And it's enough, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I have a quick question. Do you have a pet at all?
Yeah, he's right
Okay.
here.
Um, I just wanted, I'm not trying to read the pet, but Mahana reminded me that a long time ago she told me, every time that you tell me that you love me, that you need to remember and recognize that you are also saying that I love myself. Right. So when she told me that, and this was like a time I would have been not saying I love you like to me, right? But I would always say it to her. And so she's like, you need to know that when you're saying it to me, you're saying it to you. And then she's like constantly reminding me of that. And so I think that that can be, if you remember that when you're petting your fur baby or whatever term you want to use, I think it can be really beneficial with the
Thank you.
self-love, like without having to directly, it's a good ease. It's a good way to ease into it.
Yeah, he's a. Hey, little baby. Can you see him?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I see him.
May I share one more thing? Is that okay? I
I'm-
just want to say that I work a lot, I study a lot about language and a lot about how we use it and the phraseology and what, if everything is energy, and I believe that it is, and we do get what we give, then I want to be careful about what I put out there. So one of the words I've been studying lately is forgiveness. Forgive. And it's almost like it's done in advance, right? Which means that when you really get down to it, and I've been sitting with Archangel Jeremiah, who's the angel of forgiveness, and it's actually about the process of forgiveness. Because when we get to a certain point, we realize everything is okay. Nobody does wrong. It's only perception, right? We're not to judge other people, which means that we're not entitled to forgive anybody, nor are we really authorized to judge them, which means when it comes to the self, there's no self-judgment and there's no need to forgive. There's only an absolute need to love yourself for every particle that you are. Every action that you've taken, every word that you've spoken has been a piece of you. Everything that you do is a part of you, which means that you're already perfect and you're already being self. Now get all of your energy back into the self, put that love behind your own eyes, love you and walk your road forward and be you. There's no need to forgive anything. There's only an understanding of the process of forgiveness. It's been done, right? That sort of gives you a free pass to step into a new you and say, okay, you know what? I'm all right. I'm really all right. You know what? I don't have to go out of my way to please anybody. I don't have to do this thing to make this work, and I don't have to be suspicious about anybody else. I can really focus on me and my desires.
Mhm.
I didn't know I was going to loop back around to that when I started, but anyway, that's where I went. Thank you.
Thank
Blessings.
you.
That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Verna, for sharing your question and allowing us to share with you.
Yeah, I didn't know I'd be the only person. I mean, it is kind of early in at least our time zone, but yeah, I thought maybe more people from other time zones would have checked in.
Yeah, we had more last time. I'm thinking that it might be great for us to do Facebook Live again, and maybe more people will join us.
But look at all we got to give to you.
Yeah.
Receive it. Receiving is so hard.
And everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I appreciate the weaving of all of the different things that we touched upon and opened up and where that all went. All right. All right, everyone. Yeah, I'm going to do so everyone all right with that? We'll just do Facebook Live again and see if we pick up. Okay, great. I'm going to get that started, and then we'll go right to our talks afterwards, and we'll just stay in this room if that works. And then if it gets really full, we'll just do breakout rooms. Right, I'm just getting this set up.
Like Donna's cat, just like I'm the guardian.
Right?
I saw that, Donna. I saw the yawn.
Okay, here we go. Thanks so much for joining us. This is a MeWe Metaphysics and Wellness Fair for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have 5 practitioners of all different modalities that are here sharing about our work. We have a whole set of free talks we're about to offer. Come to see us at jointhefair.com. You can come to the Zoom room and have conversations with each of us, learn about our work, ask questions, get samples, and we're all available to do sessions and share about what we do. So you know about the talks coming up. We've got, let's see, we have DIY past lives coming up in just a few minutes, and then we have light language healing and channeled messages, spirituality of animals, and channeled group healing. So again, come join us at jointhefair.com. You can learn more about our events at mewefairs.com. Let's hear from our practitioners so you get a chance to learn about who we are and what we're offering. All right, let's see who would like to go and share about their work first to jump in. And go ahead and take a minute.
I can.
Great.
My name is Brandy Roberts. I'm an oracle, which means that when you ask me questions, I seek within your body and your energetic body to get the answer. I'm a Reiki master, and I work with your energy fields to navigate your life and help shine a light on ways that you can get out of your own way and get on your best possible path. And I work by donation only. Thank you.
Thanks, Brandy. All right, who else would like to share about their work?
Hey, I'm Susie Parker Goins. I'm with Blue Lightning Healing. I am a channel, so divine comes through me to talk to you. So whether it's your spirit guides or archetypes or, just divine in general. And it's an aspect that's most acceptable or accessible to you. I'm also an energy healer, a past life explorer, which is going to be what I'll be talking about tonight. And did I have anything else? No, I have a podcast called Blue Lightning Healing Meditations. It's on Apple and Spotify and Google, Amazon Music, and a few other things. Yeah, I'm looking forward. Oh, you can email me at susiepgoins@gmail.com to find out what's going on. Thanks.
That's great. Thanks, Susie. All right, who else would like to share? Donna, Galactic Ashley, who wants to jump in? You're muted.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm not ready. Sorry. Hi, I'm Donna Sauer. I do animal energy long distance healing and medical intuitive for animals. I also deal with their energy and their spirituality. And I'm not mostly, I am interested that their guardians are able to understand the higher pathways that these animals have by being with them. And I look forward to having anyone with animal, if you want to speak with your animal, even animals that have crossed over, they often are with you still and are helping you on your own pathway. So look forward to anyone that has a question about that.
Thank you. And then Galactic Ashley.
Hi, I'm Galactic Ashley. I channel divine guidance for star seeds, connecting them to their star families and galactic lineages. I use light language frequencies and work with your cosmic connections to facilitate high frequency healing transmissions and encoded activations. Tonight, I will be doing a light language healing transmission with some divine messages from the Arcturians and the Dragon Consciousness. And I am offering an event special of 10% off of my Galactic Guided Intensive called Sovereignty and the Sacred Art of Channeling, which is a 9-week program that starts this next week. So go ahead and reach out to me. I also have several upcoming events this week, free ones. On Friday night, we'll be reading Animal Totems, and then the Crystal Skull Council, which is a joint project. And you can find me on facebook.com/getyourgalacticgrooveon, and then also galacticashley.com. And I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Thanks, Galactic Ashley. Thanks, everyone. And then I'm Lorelei Shmayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader, a body psychology coach, and a matchmaker. So I believe that we all read eyes all the time. You can sense that if you imagine when you've met someone with dark sunglasses and you can't see their eyes, there's so much missing. And as soon as you see their eyes, there's so much there. I interpret what I see as a set of archetypes called Thrive types. So I'm able to describe your soul, your purpose, and help answer questions about your career path, your relationships. I use this for matchmaking, hiring, all kinds of things. Oh, I'm offering my work at a discount today too, 50% off. I look forward to being with you. So the 5 of us are here today, so sharing about our work. We're available for sessions, and we're going to be offering talks and group healings in just a few minutes. Come join us at jointhefair.com. We'll be here for another 2 hours. Thanks so much. Okay, great. So that one should be up on my wall again too. I'm just getting breakout rooms set up in case we are going to do those. And yeah, and so we have our talks getting ready to start too. So the schedule we chose, I'll put that in the chat again so you all see. Just right there. So we're starting off with DIY Past Lives with Susie in just a few minutes. Yeah, we've got a recording on, so we'll still be able to get this all up for everyone. Yeah, so hopefully more will come and join us. All right. So what I'll do is let's see. So I've got the breakout rooms set up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, maybe I got to assign us each to our rooms, but we won't go in them. Or if it's sitting there on your screen and bugging you, go in there and then just come right back, and that way we'll have them set up in case we want to use them afterwards. Is that all right? Everyone, all right, here we go. Okay, so they're open. And yeah, so make sure everyone come on back and then we'll. Okay, great. Okay, great. Then we've got those set up. So if we want those. Excuse me. All right, cool. Well, it's great we get to hear each other's talks, huh? Yeah?
Can I make a request? Susie, what are you doing?
DIY past, or what is she doing right now with her hands?
Yeah.
With my hands?
No, not with your hands, with your talk.
I'm like, which are you?
Am I supposed to join the breakout room?
No. So it's just if you want to join so that you have it, just it's there and then.
Oh, I'll put later. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. DIY with past lives. Is that like, I guess I was wondering, could we go on like a little mini journey?
Well, okay, we could. It's an option. Generally what the talk is this is, if you want to do your own past life stuff so you can look at some of these things, and I've got some real quick techniques. I don't know if doing a
I don't
meditation takes a little while because you want to get relaxed, and you're going to jump immediately into it though, Galactic,
Yeah,
actually.
we all will. I was just trying to toss a wrench in your thing. Like, dude, but I get it.
Gee,
If we
thanks.
want to if we want to do whatever you were planning, that's fine. But if you wanted to just do a super speed past life thing, I think we could handle it in this group. I thought it would be fun.
These are my notes. I'll put them away. If y'all want to do a meditation, like a 15-minute meditation, we can do that.
Or even a 20
See,
minutes. Since you got 20 minutes, sister.
whatever. I mean, this is, this is one of those things. Already I had 2 talks lined up and I totally tossed those out. So we're putting in the DIY stuff. But yeah, if y'all want to do a meditation, that's fine.
Plus, I
I
always feel like
think
I get to know you all so much better when we do these late night things. And then I talk about everybody, and I'm like, you guys, Dr. Dawn is so amazing. But we never hear from her. And like, I'm in the chat telling everybody this during the regular fairs and stuff. So it's so cool.
I know when it happens this way, I'm not sad because I love hearing everybody's talks. And I'm over there, in my own breakout room going yammer, yammer, yammer. It's like, but I want to
This
hear
is a
her.
great opportunity. Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
it.
And then Verna gets all this exclusive service too. I think I don't think that's bad at all. But yeah, we can do a meditation. Okay, let me see. Let me, I have to have my notes for that so I don't go under 2. Something to look for. But yeah, so anytime anybody's ready to start, we can do this.
Yeah, and go ahead. The time is yours. So
Okay. So, okay. So instead of doing DIY stuff, then we're going to just do this meditation. I do have a podcast about the DIY techniques you can learn at Blue Lightning Healing Meditations. There's my commercial. But to do this, y'all just get comfortable. And if you decide to turn off your video, I'm totally cool with that. But now I have to get in body so I can do this. Okay. So I ask you all to breathe in so that your belly expands, and breathe out so your belly contracts. And we're just going to breathe in love and breathe out. I'm absolutely giddy, so I need to breathe that out. So breathe out what doesn't serve you. And just keep breathing for a bit. And release your body. That spot between your shoulders and the back, let that relax. Let your shoulders drop and your jaw relax. And your eyes just close. And as you breathe in love, you can breathe out that mind chatter. And allow yourself to focus on this moment with this group of marvelous women, marvelous people, as we join our energies together to create our sacred space. Your sacred space shows up in a way that is comfortable to you, in which you feel safe and you feel protected. Part of your security detail shows up in the form of spirit guides, whether they're angels or other beings of light who are here to support you. You know this guide. You have had a long-term relationship with this guide, and you have an innate trust in this guide. So, in whatever way best serves you, you either see a projection screen in front of you, or you can sense your consciousness moving about. It feels like we're all comfortable with the idea of having our consciousness move. So you take your spirit guide's arm, you have that look of, yes, let's do this, and you walk. You can take your sphere of divine protection around you, or you can just walk out of your sacred space, understanding your oneness with the universe. And you walk down a path. It's outside. You can see the sun shining, reflecting off the surfaces, adding an extra sparkle, an extra layer of light. And as you walk through this path, you see the vegetation, the trees become thicker. The coolness in the shadows and that flash of warmth from the sun sifting through the leaves. You feel safe and relaxed. Your guide is with you. And you understand that you can leave this meditation at any time if you feel like you need to. You are in total control of this meditation. We're all guides showing you the way, and you have complete free will. So as you walk down this path, you can see branching off, you see other paths branching off, going in different directions. And those paths are opportunities for you to look at a different past life. And when you feel ready, you choose one and you walk down the path, breathing in the love and breathing out trust. Continuing down the path, you see the trees, the forest thinning out. And then you see shrubs, ground cover. And you walk out into a scene. This is one of your past lives, one that is relevant to you right now. Your entrance is seamless, and you can observe if that is your will, or you can dive in. First off, look to your feet. And what do you see? You will remember all the relevant information. and you are observing. Look at your feet. You can hold your hands up to your in front of your face, looking at the palms, turning them over. What do your hands tell you about this life? Your hands touch your clothing in this life. How do they feel? What colors? What are they made of? Take a moment to explore the gender you presented as in this life. Can you tell what your name was? Ask when you are. And now you can scan your environment. What do you see? Are there people around you? What are they doing? Are there buildings, any kind of structures around? You make note of what you see, and you will remember. Now you step out into the scene, mingling. You can hear conversations. What language are they speaking? What is your place in this environment? Your occupation? As you look at the faces in the crowd, is there anyone there you recognize from your current life? Someone you know at a soul level? What is that relationship in that life? Your guide is still with you, blending in so beautifully. The guide leads you to a particular building. It's where you lived in that life. Walk around the building, taking in what information you feel is relevant. How it's built, what it's made of. You find an entrance to the building, to your home. You walk in. What do you see? Is there anyone else in there? What is their relationship to you? Time progresses, at least during the day, and it is time to get ready for a meal. What is your place in that process? Are you helping with the preparation? What is the energy of the process, the preparation? Look to see what foods are being prepared. Now is the time for the meal itself. What is your place during mealtime? What is the atmosphere of the mealtime? And people eat. The mealtime is done. Serviceware is cleared. The evening falls. The household is winding down. And what is your place in that process? Time moves forward again to the nighttime ritual. How does that flow? What is your role in that process? And you remember. You go to sleep. Time passes. You wake up. You go on with the life of that time. Gathering information about the events, and how you played a part in these events. Time continues to move forward to the time your spirit will transition out of the body and back to the universal consciousness. What is that scene? Is anyone with you? Your guide is. Is anyone else there? And you breathe. And then you breathe your last. You can feel your spirit leave the body, and you understand it is a vessel for you, and that as you are out of the body, you recognize your authentic, your true self, leaving that life. And you have access to all the information about that life, including the life lessons. As you review the life lessons for your particular soul and in the relationships you had, your role in that event, you integrate the wisdom, leaving behind pain, releasing any anger you may hold in your body. From then, releasing any attachments from your body in this life. Cutting the cords, or having these cords dissolve into stardust. As a bonus, you can feel yourself joining up with the universe, becoming stardust yourself. Understanding your place in the universe. reveling in your place in the universe, which is to be the universe. And you breathe. As you breathe, you come back to this aspect of reality. As you breathe, you come back into your body. Feeling your belly rise with the intake and contract with the exhale. Your body is relaxed. Your soul is energized. The fingers move and your toes wiggle. Your legs and arms stretch, extend. You can move your shoulders, twisting your torso, feeling your neck, relaxing your jaw, remembering everything relevant to this life and retaining that wisdom. Open your eyes when you're ready. How do you feel?
Perfect.
I don't know yet. It's going to take me a minute. That
So
was beautiful. Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. So if it helps, we encourage you to drink the water and eat the good food and make notes. If you want to journal this or share this in any way, I encourage you to do that. And thanks, Galactic Ashley, for that wrench.
You're welcome. I really like the way that you lead those because a lot of times I think I'm gonna steal some of those when I do past lives for going into other planets and stuff, because sometimes I'm like, there's a portal. Like, hurry up, what do you see? But I'm like, oh, eat the food.
Got to get back in the body. Well,
Yeah.
hello. We have a
Yeah.
new person.
Yeah.
Lovely. Hello,
Prakash.
Prakash.
Prakash has
Prakash.
joined us. Yeah.
Lovely to have you here, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've
So,
done past lives myself, both as a client and a hypnotherapist.
Oh, nice.
I think it's beautiful as the one you took us through.
Thank you. Thanks. That one, yeah, I have the script and everything, but today I was like, nope, we're taking you all out to the universe today. And I was very happy with that.
Yeah.
Susie,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a strange question. I've done this before, but I just wanted to ask you if you've ever had anyone else experience this. Um, I one of my guides is a Native American grandmother who does herbs and oils and potions and so forth. I mean, that was her. So when I went on the path, I was taken with my other guide. I knew instantly that I was in a Native American situation. And I went in, and that person that I went to see was the grandmother, was actually me.
Yeah.
Now,
I
I can't wrap my
that's
head,
fascinating.
how can I, you know, I just, I've never had that happen before. It was just so weird. And I knew instantly that it was me. So,
Okay, first off, that's very cool. And secondly, I see lives as personalities. So there's that energetic connection. And so I've not often met people who, well, no, wait a minute. So what you're saying, you are your own guide. That personality is your guide. Yeah, everything is connected in so many ways that, sometimes like at 4:45 in the morning, it's kind of hard for me to make the connection, but I don't see that it's unusual. I think that our guides come forward, and if it happens to be an aspect of yourself, then yeah,
okay.
that's very cool. Well done. Well done.
Thank
That's
you,
funny
dear.
it's funny that you say that, Donna, because I had a healing session with somebody, with actually Wyatt Larson earlier today. It was a shamanic one, but we healed a few past lives, and one of them was a little girl. And I'd actually been just telling him, like, I have not had that many lifetimes on Earth, and the ones I have been really short. And so one of them was like, 6-year-old or something. Anyway, she took me to some Syrian place, like in like the stars Syrian,
Mhm.
because I was like,
Oh,
hey,
okay. Okay. I
yeah,
was like, I'm
like, can
not.
I like a big foot because I feel furry, right? But I mean, so it was funny because there was another being before that, but then a little girl version of me came, and I was like, hey, like, I know
That's
you.
cool.
And
That's
she was
cool.
like, remember we talked about hearing earlier? And I was like, oh, right. Because she's reminding me of something. So
Great.
cool.
Beautiful.
Cool. Cool. Okay. Well,
Great.
ta-da.
Thank you, Susie.
Thank you.
You're
Have
so
fun.
welcome. And thanks for being so flexible, y'all, and let me just like toss out the script. I appreciate that. Thank you, Galactic Ashley.
Yeah, so we're squishing the timing around, right, as we all do our different things. And so we have Galactic Ashley up next.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks so much, Susie. And Prakash, I put notes in the chat so you can see who's offering talks. And then there's also a link if you want to see a flyer. It'll just go to the webpage. And if you scroll down, you can see the flyer with everyone's contact info of who we all are and then what we're offering. And if you want to have a deeper conversation with anyone, we have breakout rooms you can go into, and you're welcome to stay here in the big space.
Thank you.
Fun in the big space. Also, Mahana's snoring, so I'm not going to wake her up and show you, but I have a little Boston Terrier who's going to be making a bunch of noise.
And we can't really hear, so don't worry about.
Okay, it might get louder. Don't worry. So what I like to do before, and I will also pay attention to the time, is I've learned that instead of asking people if they have questions, so we're gonna go into like an experience, a little bit different than the one that Susie just led us on. But a lot of times the beings like to give advice and or healing or guidance, not advice. And or healing. So if people either don't know a question they want to ask, I find that if you want to ask for healing or something that you've been working on, a lot of times that is a question, so they might actually talk about it. So if somebody wants to say something or say that you would like healing in some certain area, so we have Susie's family, right? We can just do a little bit of that. I know that Brandy's going to do that too, but
I'm also open to any information or any healing, personal healing that the dragons present, because I know we've talked about them previously.
dragons, like in relation to their purpose or something with you or here or
Whatever I need to know, whatever they need to tell me or
okay.
download.
Okay.
And also too, just so that for clarity, sorry, that was separate, but the channeled group healing would be focused on something different. I just wanted to let you
Oh,
know that.
Okay.
That
And
what
there
I'm
won't be a lot
what
of focus. It's just like, I might just
Yeah.
say it so just energy goes out.
Okay. I just
But
wanted to
that's good.
clarify.
I'm like, I don't want to be stepping on toes either. uh, there's only so much healing that can go around. But is there anything, Brandy, that you're working on or that you want? Nothing. Nothing.
Oh, I can't think of anything right now.
It's okay if something comes up.
Maybe I just want to say, so I mentioned earlier someone in my family died this week, and it's my mom's sister. And this portion of my family, there's just so much trauma, so much trauma, and yeah, it just feels really good to me that she's passed, and her son is still here, and so I reconnected with her son and my cousin. So it feels easier this generation and forward. But yeah, just my mom's just a lot of trauma, and so.
So it's your mom's sister, your aunt?
Mhm.
Okay, we'll just say Lorelai's aunt.
Yeah, but it's my mom and her sister, and just so much trauma that they experienced.
Is your mom still living?
No, she ended her life back in the 90s.
Okay. Anybody else requesting healing or have a question about something? Maybe more of a universal type question. No. Okay. Going once. Going.
Maybe I'll just throw in one more thing. It's just
Go ahead.
what we need to, what is it we need that to support and empower ourselves through the next several weeks. And just the next several weeks seem like they're potentially very intense here in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Global impacts.
How to support ourselves.
Stop me if this is not relevant, but recently I've been looking at the work of Guy McPherson and Jem Bendel and thinking about near-term human extinction. That's pretty universal.
Okay, so I don't know who the people that you say are, but you've been thinking about human extinction.
Yes.
Is that what I heard? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, human extinction.
Yeah, near term was in there too. Yeah.
5 to 10 years.
Okay. Totally relevant. I mean, technically everything's relevant, right? Sister. All right. And then what is it? My thing is from 4:30 to 5. Ooh.
It's and Brandy, I mentioned I can go late. I don't know if you can, Brandy, but
I can, sure.
Yeah, so we can go late. So don't worry, you don't have to squish. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
And I would be glad to skip mine tonight.
Okay, so there are options. Yeah. So how that can work.
Okay.
Great.
Maybe I'll.
Galactic Ashley, could
Yes.
I ask two things? One is healing with my relationship with my daughter, and also for help with a book that I'm writing on animal spirituality.
Okay.
That's great, Donna.
All right.
I thought of a request.
Yeah.
I would really like a very prominent, very loud female guide. I feel like most of my guides are men. And sometimes I really, really want to sit down and chat in a very strong female voice.
Oh, you want to
So I'd
sit
like
and
to,
talk channel through a strong female voice?
yeah. No, I want to in private meditation be more with the feminine voice.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's a private request. Thank you.
Support and how to support ourselves. And then Brandy. Divine feminine.
I love this that we're all here in this room. We get to discover how we all do our work. So much more.
I love this.
I like it too.
I love this.
Guide.
Do you know what's really nice is how, to me, is how much we totally trust one another. I love that.
So
Well,
Prakash,
if I could share, if I may, the reason that I'm feeling actually a little bit like that, I didn't know I was going to butt in and start talking right now. I apologize. Apparently, I'm
No.
feeling inspired. Is that I found out through deep meditation that I had a pinched nerve in my body. So I have a whole. I think it's a yin line, a yin energy line that goes from the middle toe of my left foot all the way up through part of my eye and my head, and then down around my back and out through the middle of my right foot. And it's numb. So I do a lot of study on things, and I've learned that I have relied heavily on masculine guidance. And I've been trying very hard to figure out how I can find that feminine voice. And that's why I'm asking the question, just in case. I don't
No,
know how that
that's
came out,
actually
but
helpful. Extra information is always helpful.
yeah, thank you.
That's funny because it kind of already got a hit on it. So Mother Earth might actually come in.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
All right.
I'm very new to what's happening, so I'm wondering if you could fill me in on what's likely to happen in the next hour or two.
I'm hoping I get filled in here too.
Okay, all right, fine.
So
I'll dive
basically,
into the adventure.
yeah, it's okay. Yeah, this is basically the joke that I always say before my courses is everybody strap in, like we're going on a roller coaster ride. So
Okay.
mostly if you want to have your video off, you can. It's I call these experiences or cosmic journeys. So it's more about there will be a transmission and I will be using light language. And so the beings will be sending everyone that is hearing this or listening, they just take the light language or anything that's coming out of my mouth in the form of sound. Their energy is wrapped around it, and then you receive it, and then your body and your energy field takes it in and does what is necessary for you.
Okay.
Right.
You
So
mentioned something about universal, and that's why I came up with the near-term human extinction.
yeah, no, it's a
You're asking about something more personal.
it can be personal, but they're going to usually do a universal spin on it anyways because we're in a group. So they'll make comments and things. If you have a personal thing that you would like to say, go ahead.
I'm single, and I've just met this woman through a dating site, and I've corresponded with her and talked to her on the phone, but we can't meet because of COVID, and the city that she's in is locked down. I don't know why I brought it up, because I think things are moving quite well there. I don't see any need to heal anything there.
Well, that's okay. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be healing. I just ask. Sometimes when I ask people, they have a question. Everybody says no, and then when I say, "Is there something that you're working on, or is there healing that you would like?" Then all of a sudden, everybody has something to say, and then in their request is really a question. So I just wrote down relationship because I think that's a universal thing that we all need to work on, and so. Yeah, don't worry about it. Brandy might have some advice for
Thank
you
you.
soon after this, so you can take advantage of all of these people here. We're here just for you.
I just say Prakash often, or typically what we do is the practitioners are all in separate breakout rooms. And so you go from room to room and experience this one at a time. And since it's a small group tonight, we're just here, or for tonight, we're here all together. Yes, we're all getting to experience each other tonight.
Good.
All right. So if you would like to close your eyes or turn off your video, you can do whatever you wish. I think Mother Earth is going to be coming in and the dragon consciousness that I always work with that describes himself as beyond the threshold of creation. And I will just loosely call them the Arcturians, but I'm going to call them my Arcturian family. But they've really been telling me that I just need to channel my Arcturian self, which is sort of doesn't always feel as fun, but because it's like right there, and I'm like, oh, come on. So, but the Arcturians. Okay. Tiny bit of real water. And I always fidget like crazy right before. So just ignore all this. All right. So let's take a deep breath in and imagine that our hearts are expanding with every breath that we take. And as we breathe and we open our collective throat space, it's funny. There's throat healing in this group. And actually, Brandy, a message is coming through for you that when you connect with your divine feminine, you'll be going through a huge throat clearing and opening, which is funny because you're also a channel, ironic funny. So first, before we get started, we do want to hold and send energy to Susie's family, her cousin, and also Lorelai's aunt and their family, just so that the family members are able to understand the letting go of someone that is embodied, and that we ask that energy be sent to them during this transmission. So allow our hearts to expand, and with each breath that we take, we imagine and see ourselves being magnetized into the center of the new earth, but knowing as we enter the new earth that we are also bringing the earth with us, the earth that we experience today, the earth in this particular reality. And let us hold hands with how we perceive Mother Earth and enter into the new earth, for she is reminding us that we are ascending with her, and that as we shift into this new earth field to work this evening, that we are also bringing the earth energies with us in a form of unification. So as you connect with the new earth, and as we sit in the center of the Reina Sofia, the new earth, we are also accessing our new human self, and we are aligning with these frequencies. And as we go through these experiences where we connect with the new earth, we are in essence practicing what it means to be in a different dimensional field that in many ways is part of our ancient future. So as you breathe, call in your cosmic octave, call in your divine essence, your divine tone, your home frequency. Just set that intention in your mind and in your heart as you center into the center of the new earth. And if you are visual, look around you, or know or sense that there are giant crystalline structures that are in our fields together, and that these energies are reminding us that we too are crystalline. And as the earth and the new earth, they overlap each other, she wishes to deliver messages. And this applies to Lorelai's question in many ways, as well as the divine feminine and relationship. As we shift into these frequencies, my children First, we wish for you to know that we have carved your bones, and we are both the ancient future. We are the anticipatory histories. And as you begin to work with these timelines and these situations and this quote unquote linear year that you have been experiencing, remember that your physical body and your physical structure is shifting and changing at a much more rapid pace than you have experienced previously in this physical experience. Remember too that we have carved your bones and that your bones are crystalline. And so they are able to shift and that they are able to be and to pass across the rainbow bridge where the earth becomes the new earth. And while you ascend with us, we also ascend hand in hand with you when you choose in your sovereignty to ascend, to join the ascension timeline. We wish to address the human extinction question. Yes, you could say that there are timelines where the humans are extinct, but what we wish for you to focus on is that the new human is here. Yes, there is human extinction because humans are beginning to transform into the new human. And when we say this, this is without technology. This is with the technology. The technology that you have been waiting for is within you. And when we say technology, we mean your own crystallinity. We mean your own heart field. We mean your ability to magnetize that which you wish to draw into your experience. So as you breathe, see your skeletal structure, feel your skeletal structure, and breathe in these crystalline energies that are coming from all around you. For you are a toroidal field, you are a torus field that is fueled by your heart space. It is amplified by your heart, for you and we are all sorcerers. So while there is a source and there are many sources, as there are many universes, it is important that as you claim your sovereignty, that as you claim your divine will, recognize your self mastery, recognize your divinity, you are realizing that you are the source and that you are sourcing from within yourself. You are the resource and you are what it means to be a divine sorcerer. And this is true. And to breathe in and to ask for the frequency of truth to be a foundation. If you desire to have the frequency of truth to be a foundation in your waking life, in your multidimensionality, feel free in this moment to call this in, for it means that you are willing to look at everything in your life and to examine it. And what you believe today is true for you, and to allow yourself to have a belief tomorrow that you will question. For beliefs are only temporary and they are meant to guide you along your path until you outgrow them and to begin to expand into more higher frequency belief systems. So tune into your skeletal structure and feel your own bones vibrating until they vibrate into a crystalline structure, and that they are sound, and that as you move and breathe, these sounds are refracting and these tones are bouncing off of you, and that in many ways your skeletal structure is connecting you to both the cosmic realms and also this earthly realm. And while you perceive the cosmos to be of extraterrestrial nature, it is important to remember that the cosmos and the star nations, they include the earth as the earth star. It is not separate. It is a star nation. And this is often forgotten for many, for what is out there often seems more or better or less dense than what is here. But we came here, many of us, to experience the Earth star so that we would know how to help her when we quote unquote returned home, for those of us who came here that do not see the earth as our innate home, and that there are still some of you here in this moment that know that this star is your home. So we are here to support you in this way. The Arcturians and the dragons are also present in this moment with messages. But for now, let us breathe and to feel your own home frequency. Just call and ask for your own home frequency to come in and allow these sounds to move through your physicality. For those of you that have been experiencing difficulties with your vision or anywhere or anything in your physical body, know that these sounds can move through you and that you yourself can direct energy to these places that need healing and allow yourself to feel empowered to do such things. For as I heal, you heal. As you heal, I heal. For I am you and you are me and we are one. And in this oneness, we are co-creators. We are self mastered, we are divine, and we are sovereign, and we are free. And in this freedom, we live free from the influence of others. We are able to be in a space together and to hold space together without feeling the need to do something, but only to be present. And if we are asked to be of assistance, then we may choose with sovereignty of whether or not we are able to help in this moment. But to keep breathing. Hanai shum achanyala, hanai shumanyala, na shum achanyala, na shula hanashanyala. Inaishan ganyala, hanai shumanyala, hanai shanyala, hanyala, hanashuachan. In yalahatai shupai yalatan 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 yalahan yalahaya tachtan yalana hun yalana shuman man yalahanai hanna chutan yalahanai shan yala. In yalahan yalahu ashuman yalahanai shan yalahana han yalahalahashuman yalahan yalahana shan yalana. In yalahan yalahumman yalahoshan yahia yalahan yalanyanita shin yalahan nashita an yalahatai hun yalahayalahan yalawaman yalan yalayawaman yalauman yau. Anyala anyala wamayao walayao 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 wayalayao wayay. Anmamanyanga unyalayalaya umanganyala wamamanyalayan wamay. Yinai shuman yala hatai shingan yala na shuman yala shan yala hanai shuman yala hatai shan ya hatai yala han yala kana shum. Inu ahu hinai awai awahu wahoo wahoo. Hina shinyala na shumanyala shanyala na shinyala hanyala hanya shumanyala na shinyala hanyala hannah. Hinay Yahuwah, 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 Yahuwah. Feel what it's like to be centered in a different kind of density, yet one that is still of the earth, of the new earth, when the earth and the new earth become one. For this is what it is to be the human and the new human in oneness. This year has been difficult. We understand this, yet there is a reason that it is called 2020 for now that we have the last quarter of this linear year available to humanity. What does it mean when hindsight is 2020? You are far enough along this path where you are able to look back and to see what it is and still have quote unquote time left for you to heal and to release, to heal and to release and to claim your sovereignty. Yes, we understand that within the United States, elections are coming, but what is important to remember at this time that yes, there will be upheaval, and there may be times where you are angry and you feel like screaming, and we offer this to you as a cathartic way to let go and to allow this, for there is much that is being healed and must be let go and must be screamed from your hearts, from your chest, like a wild banshee, for the divine feminine needs a voice. And we understand that the elections, as they happen, what is important is that what we can offer you and what we can perceive in this moment, in this infinite now moment, is that whoever wins the election, the part of this election is that no one will believe that who is in power actually has power. So that which is the government may not feel that it is strong or that it is secure. So we ask you, where is the governing power within you? For no matter what government that exists outside of ourselves, we do not need to give our power over to a governing structure, but to find that which is governing within you. And that there are many deaths that have been happening at this time, and we understand this, for many people have come to term. Many people are not able to transition through these times, so they are being offered exit plans for their soul that serves them, and many are choosing to stay here to go through these transitions. For this is not an easy path, yet the more light that you allow in, the more that you are able to see and perceive these challenges and to allow yourself to flow through them differently, and to understand that you are each abundant beings. And what it means to be abundant is to actually have exactly what you need the moment that you need it, and to have a little more so that you are able to not hoard it, but to share it with others, knowing that there will always be more, and that when you live in divine flow, and that when you take inspirited action, so for we are not saying to not do, we are suggesting that you be, and then with sovereign choice, that you choose to take inspirited action. For those of you that have been recognizing that there may be a masculinity in you, or that your divine feminine has truly been masquerading as masculine, we allow yourself to free yourself from these ideas or these visions, and to remember that that which you attract for you, or that which you wish to work with, that in many ways these are aspects of you. These are your guides, yes, but in many cases these are aspects of you, or these are multidimensional family that are coming to you to bring you messages. And we see that many of these beings that you are working with, while they may be showing themselves as male, they can also flip themselves to female, or that they are in androgynous in nature. So what we suggest is that for any of you that are seeking relationship within yourself, it is important to look through your subconscious, or to ask that your subconscious show itself what needs healing. For oftentimes, and we will use the word relationship, when we go into our past, we find that there were set points in our childhood where we discovered that maybe for some of you, for some of us, that relationship was set into us when we were maybe 7 or 8. We thought, or we saw, relationship means that we must be less of who we are in order to serve another. So what happens is this is not just relationship between a man and a woman, or a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, but this becomes a relationship set point in your beingness. And what this means is this is the relationship that you have with your body, the relationship that you have with clothes, the relationship that you have with money, the relationship that you have with everything around you. So give yourself permission to go back and to look and to be and to see and to heal these subconscious parts of you, and to allow yourself to experience what relationship is, not from the mind, but in the moment, to allow the ideas of relationship as they exist and to see that they are constantly shifting. So when you can identify what relationship is within you, or when you can identify how the masculine and the feminine show up in you, and just allow them to be without trying to control them. For what happens is we each have masculine and feminine energy within us, and oftentimes a situation may require more masculine energy than feminine energy, and just allow this to happen naturally without trying to push one down or build up another, for they are showing you how they appear in your beingness, and that they within you can go on a journey where you can allow the masculine and the feminine within you to talk to each other, for they have many things that they want to say with each other, to each other. And once you're able to identify these ideas or these energies within you, then you can begin to integrate them. And then as you begin to integrate them, then you can go through a process of unification. So allow any energies that must be released in this moment. We ask that the earth magnetize any non-beneficial energies, thought forms, or belief systems that have been preventing us from being or merging in with our truth, with our higher self, with our true self. So bring this up in your mind and your heart, and know that we are lifted and enlightened, healed and forgiven, lifted and enlightened, healed and forgiven. And the divine feminine force, which is also healing at this time, is coming up from the earth. And so for those of you who wish to bring in more feminine energy into your system, now is the time, and to see an energy flow that you may choose to step into to activate the fierce divine feminine within you, the Reina Sophia, this center, this core heart, this huge consciousness of earth is bringing forward these energies. And for those of you who wish to engage in your masculine energies, or to come to terms with those, or to have healing happen, imagine that there is a pool of energy that is available for you to step into, to activate this within you. So there is both a pool of water and a fire of the divine feminine force, and they are next to each other, and you may interact with both of these or with only one of them. It is whatever healing that you wish to receive in this moment. Hinai shumanyala na shanyala hanai shumanyala hanai halahanyala hashanyala na hunyala hanai shum inna hashanyala tayala hangala humanyala day shumanyala shumanyala hanyala han Halo shanyala hayala hanyala hayala hanyala hayala hanyala hayala hanyala atay shumanyala anashinyala hanai Hala shuman yala hanna shuman ya hayla hashanyala hatay shum ala hayla nasanyala hana la shuman yala hanay In this moment, we give you an opportunity to call upon someone that you are having a difficult relationship with, or someone that you wish to have a good relationship with, someone from your past. It can be any relationship. But if you feel that you have caused harm to another, you may ask for forgiveness. But what we wish for you to remember is that we are here for an experience and nothing more than that. And there is truly nothing to forgive. But oftentimes we understand that this is helpful for humans to do. But if you feel that you have caused pain to another person, we wish for you to just look at what you may have given them. If your intention was not necessarily to do harm, but yet you harmed them, every situation has a gift in it, even if you are the one that is doing harm. So, for example, if you hurt a boy's feelings, we will take something quite simple. If you hurt a boy's feelings when you were in high school, or a girl's feelings because they wanted you to go for a dance, but you said no, and you hurt their feelings and you felt badly about this, we want for you to take a look at this and to potentially see that you do not have any idea that you were called to do this, because you were helping this being in this moment to build resilience in their heart space, because in the future they actually had their heart hurt very badly, and because you harmed them first in a way that you saved their life, because they were not so maimed by heartbreak later in life that they ended up committing suicide, for an example. And this is a very simple example, but take this relationship that you are calling up, that maybe you feel that you have not been able to let go of, and see what harm you may have done, or a difficult relationship, and look at both sides of this story. And we offer you the healing opportunity to see what you have gained from this relationship and what you have also given to this relationship, whether you are perceiving it as negative or not. And this is one step that many of you can go through in this idea of relationship. For this is a time of release, this is a time of forgiveness. And there are many crystalline energies that are pumping through these timelines as we are moving, quote unquote, forward into 2021. And the more that you are allowing yourself to forgive yourself and to bring integrations into the physical body, yes, you are moving through human extinction into a new rebirth of a new human and a transmutation process. So if you think of the butterfly and the caterpillar must turn to goo before it becomes the butterfly. And many of us are shifting into the goo states before we are able to transform ourselves, to transmute ourselves into a butterfly. And this is a process. But if you are aware of this process and you see this quote unquote deconstruction or these shifts in the world around you, and that you are also co-creative beings, it is possible that there are many future potentialities in front of you, that you are able to shift and change both your future and your history. And the Arcturians are stepping forward to remind us that the infinite now is a beautiful space to work within, because in every moment you are constantly and consistently changing your future and your past with every breath that you take. And so remember this, that nothing is ever set in stone. Everything is always shifting. And this is a beautiful, beautiful space of which you may co-create your life with. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we love you, we love you, we love you.
Are you done?
Hold on, I can't hear you because my sound went off. And I
I
mean, I know
wasn't
you
sure if
all
you were
can hear
done.
me, but it's the same. Sorry. I didn't think one. Sorry. One more. Okay, I think now I'll be able to hear somebody.
Yeah, we're just checking in to see where you are and what you're wanting with us right now.
Oh no, you guys can take your time if you have a journal you want to write in. If you have questions, if somebody wants to share something. But that is all.
I know Brandy and I are
Thank you. That was lovely.
smiling. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Susie or Brandy.
you took me on a journey. It was really nice. Thank you.
Donna, you look like you had something up too.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question or whatever, I don't know. When you were talking, you were calling in and you said, um, connect with your own frequency and
Oh,
tonalness. And I was just like totally like full of, I don't know, like my head was full and my body was full. It was like tremendous, I wouldn't call it, I don't know, energy, pressure. And I thought, I never even thought about having my own tonal. So could you just discuss that a minute? What
yeah,
frequency?
sure. So I facilitate this. I don't really call myself a teacher because I'm not just, but a facilitator, right? I also sovereignty, right? The age of the guru is dead, all of these things. Um, so I facilitate in all of my courses and anytime that I work with people that our divine blueprint has a sound, that we each have our own very unique frequency. So I'm just going to say teach for a second. I teach people to get into it. So that way, you know, when you're out of alignment. And then I also teach people to come up with maybe a mudra or a hand sign. So if they're out at the grocery store and everything's like, that you can like, after practicing, you can use it to get your body back into your frequency. And then whenever I teach channeling, that you are operating within your frequency so that way your amperage and the voltage that you are connecting to is always going to match, so that you're not reaching or trying to extend out to something else, or that you're kind of like trying to be something that you're not, and that you're honoring your uniqueness and your unique tone. And I love that you had that experience because you're like, what is this? And it's like, it's me, right? You can go up and down your own tone. I think there's an instrument, I forget what it's called, but yeah, it's not going to happen, but I just thought of the philosopher's name. But there's like one string, but you can make a note like all on that string. So it's like let's just pretend that we each have one string, but that you can make so many sounds on that one string, and that you're just going up and down it. And this is your space that you get to be in. And then what's you, and then you get to work in that, and then you don't have to try and be anyone else. You don't have to try and reach out to something else, and that you can still go high, but you're still in your like lane, I guess, kind of
Mhm.
thing. So
So so that tonal and that frequency, is that then connected to the Star Nation?
yeah,
From,
go ahead.
that's all. You were
It's
talking about, yeah, from where we came or,
I might have then the earth has been really big on like we are like it's a star, right? Like it's part of
yeah.
all the stars.
Okay.
So when we go into, I always have us go into the new earth because it's a balancing place, especially if I'm working with highly sensitive people with ADHD, autism, anything like that. You can go and you can sort of balance more like in the new earth. And then in longer meditations, we will go through the whole body, the skeletal structure. We can reset our central nervous system and our adrenals and all of these things that sort of get chaotic, to sort of stabilize ourselves, to kind of anchor in our home frequency and begin to discover like who we are. And yes, oftentimes Other beings will come in, and it's definitely connected to the stars. But a lot of times I work with people who like, my home star is Earth, right? So we're not ignoring that, because this is a beautiful star that is very important.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for doing it too.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah, that was lovely. Thank you so much. Great. Anything else anyone wants to share before we go on to our next experience?
Yeah, I realized that I had closure. I didn't realize I had closure on something that was quite traumatic for me 34 years ago. You'd be interested to know what it is? I mean, I don't need to tell you anymore.
No. And I just want to mention, just before you share too, just so you know, this is getting recorded and this is going to be up online. So just make sure you're okay with whatever you share.
I didn't follow that.
This is getting recorded and it's going to be up online. So I
Okay.
just wanted you to be okay with whatever you share.
That's fine. I have no problem with that.
I'm not super clear what your question is, but what I have
Yeah.
been noticing is a lot of times closure and releasing is happening really rapidly, and a lot of times we've done a lot of work on it already, so it's just releasing. It's sort of like if I see us like running and like little things are flinging off of us because it's like, and then we're like really going full stride. I keep on getting all these messages like, we're sprinting. And it's like, we're still sprinting, but yet it's like if we're running in a marathon, but like we've also trained for this marathon. And maybe we have a little backpack and there's a zipper open and some cough drops are flying out or whatever, these parts of us that we don't really need. And it's okay. And you can be like, oh, it's a cough drop. We don't have time to turn around. Like we're sprinting. But I don't really know what your question is. But I feel like if you feel like that you had closure and that felt good, sometimes we don't need to know and we aren't shown, which for me, I'm like a hunter of knowledge and I want to know things, like everything. And they're like, you don't need to know all that. But I'm like, but I want to see all of the details and know everything. And they're like, no. So I guess I get annoyed with that. So I
Yeah.
feel you.
It was about, I felt like I made a major contribution to the death of my wife. And I think that's true. But like a couple of things. One of the things you said was remember that you've given that person a lot of things as well as harmed them. That was helpful to me, and it yeah. It's all I
I'm
need to
sorry.
say right now, and I'm willing to say more if you're curious about it. It'll take me 2 or 3 minutes.
I'm just curious about how you said it, the way in which you phrased the phraseology. Why did
Well,
you word it the way that you did?
well,
I'm
maybe I
asking.
should take 2 or 3 minutes and tell you. My wife Robin had terrible migraines, and the only thing that would shift them was to get an injection of morphine, plus something that would stop her vomiting, bring it up. And what was discovered was that if that something was Stemetil, which is quite often used as an antiemetic, then she would get this severe reaction which would kill her. Okay. So, so Robin had she fell and hit the back of her head and was checked out by the doctor in the hospital. And we went home to bed. And then she had this migraine. And I rang her usual doctor, and he said, yeah, we'll call a locum and get her the injection of morphine. So I did that, and the locum who came wanted to give her Sematil, and she actually handed it to her. And when I discovered what it was, I snatched it from Robin's hand and put it on a desk near the table, near the bed, and then the locum didn't have a substitute, so I went out and I got it and brought it back to her, and she gave her the right medications, and Robin went off to sleep, and that was fine. And then later on, she woke up, and the migraine had gone, and we had a few minutes of great time, and then it was time for her to have her normal medications. So I picked them up from the table and gave them to her. And I'm almost certain, I'm not sure, but I'm almost certain that among them was that Stemtil. That's what I mean.
Wait a minute. Did you just say among those you think it was the medicine that you just told me a few minutes ago that you thought the doctor put back in his bag?
No,
I'm just
I
trying to
took
clarify.
it from Robin's hand and put it on the bedside table. And
Nowhere in there did
then-
you say you put it back in the bag? Because that's what I thought I heard. And I hear
No.
truth. So that's how I heard it.
Okay.
So tell me what happened next.
So then we both went back to sleep, and a couple of hours later, I heard her moving around, and I said, Robin, just be quiet. I need to get some sleep. And she was quiet. And when I woke up much later, she wasn't breathing. And I didn't realize, cut a long story short, she was dead.
Okay. Okay, I understand. I understand now about the way that you phrased. What I wanted to know is why you phrased what you phrased the way that you did. Why you were taking so much accountability, so much onto yourself. And in the way that you told the story, I can absolutely feel how that landed with you. I just want to say to you that you know, the way that you tell yourself about the way that things happen has really led you to a point, to the way that you phrase things, to really put yourself in this sort of boxed in scenario of all sorts of things that I really would like to assist you with letting go. And to do that, actually, I'm actually going to do a channeled group healing in the last little bit that we have here, and with Lorelai's permission, I maybe just might swing right into that. Would that be okay with everybody?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Sort of in response to everything that you said. So what I want you to do is just breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. And for everybody present, I'm going to, and just give me a wave of your hand if it's okay that I tap into all of your energies so that I do a collective. What I do is I do a lot of physiological work. I dive inside the body. I get visions of, sometimes it's x-rays, sometimes it's overlays of muscle tissue, sometimes it's the bloodstream. It doesn't matter. It's whatever it is that I need to see to take me on the path that I need to go. And so what I do is I understand sensors. I understand that we are a body of mechanisms and sensors that travel and ping and relate to other aspects of the body. Some of those get distorted really early. Some of those get numb. Some of those get pinched off from feeling, from all sorts of things. This happens as we grow in various different, pardon me, I'm switching. To you, sir. Chokena chilai Cholama hing, holama holama ing, ho. Holama ing, hoela Okay, blessings. Okay, so Wale kamatena aila maya. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm going back. I'm going to restart. I'm going to balance. I'm calling in all the energy. Oh, I know what I did. I needed to get through to that point there, to that man. Okay, so I'm going to come back here. Welcome. I'm going to start channeling. I'm tapping into your energies now. I want to let you know that where I tap in on you is called the thymus gland. That is, I believe, the seat of the soul. So whatever comes out energetically has a way to take off the emotional charge to the attached memory, data, frequency that is trapped within your sphere of particles that spins around, causing PTSD, anxiety, all sorts of distortion in your methodology of being. It interferes with your reaction to actions or words, that sort of thing. So most of the work that I do is not so much even a language as much as it's body talk. I speak to the center of the particles that make up you. In a group of this size, I take a step back to do an overall assessment of the best way that I can reach a group in sensor navigation. This is the best way that I can put it. It's a little difficult to describe, but it's sort of a sensor navigation um, uh, uh, um, okay, so I'm just going to say blessings to everyone. Thank you. Ala ting kina matena chama lama ting kana lama king chama kina chola China king lama king la chola matina ayuna lama ing o lama la wing abat tamaning ayna hang alive, hang alive, hang alive, hang alive, hang alive, hang alive. Hang alive, hang alive. Some work that I'm doing is going to be on expanding your, can we say heart? We really want you to get the idea around soul, right? We talk a lot about heart. We talk a lot about love. We talk a lot about light, but let's talk about soul. Let's talk about passion. Let's talk about what it is that you want to do with your life, right? Be an active participant in that which you do. Desire from somewhere deep inside. That's passion. We want you to feel that. We want you to know that through all of your particles. So that when you wake up in the morning, it's what new and exciting things are coming my way today. Because it's always new, it's always exciting, and it's always something that we can welcome in. Remember, what you send out, you get back. So if you're not liking what you're getting back, you better change what you're sending out, right? And only you can do that. No one can do it for you, right? Your plate is full of, should only be you. Because if you're thinking about what your neighbor's doing, or what some celebrity's doing, or what some politician's doing, then you are absolutely not focused on your own life. It may be in shambles. Well, you may know why. Where's your attention? Is it on the self, or is it on what everybody else is up to, right? Focusing on everybody else isn't going to find your passion. When you wake up and say, what new and exciting things are happening today, you don't want to know if they're happening to a celebrity. You want them to happen to you, right? Which means keep your attention on self. Stay in the body. Stay in the love here. I want to be, I want to experience, I want to learn, I want to love, I want to feel my soul radiating from me out, and I want to shine my light brightly in whatever it is that I do. I may be an artist, I may be a writer, I may be a gardener, I may be a politician, I may be an educator. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is I am my best me. And that's what you need to take into. You can be your best you. It's all in how you look at what it is that you're doing. So get inside yourself and decide right now that you're going to be happy and that you're going to start giving exactly what you want to get back so that it's all beautiful and nourishes the soul. I went a few places in there. I'm just going to come back and get I work a lot with crystals. Okay, so Shiva Lingam, the divine feminine and divine masculine, balancing for today. We don't have to be all abrasive. This is a really good opportunity. It's a small crowd, but we pack a punch. Recognizing that a balance is a balance, which means there is no predetermined idea about who takes out the trash. There is no predetermined idea about who does the grocery shopping or who does the cooking. And the minute we start recognizing that we can open up the doors of tolerance to every little thing, the happier we will be, right? We, society, have put people in boxes. So if you don't like the box society has put you in, then step out of it and decide society doesn't tell you how you look, how you act, how you feel, and what you should do. It has been my experience and that of my clients that society's boxes are not very forgiving, right? Religious boxes are not very forgiving. Ancestral boxes are not very forgiving. This is why, if you want to see change in the world, you have to be it. No one's going to do it for you. You hear people say the time is now. All that means is the time is now. Look around. You want it to be different? Make a difference. You don't want to enforce and put all of your energy into supporting all this negative stuff, then don't sit and stew in it all the time. I have a client who wouldn't leave an abusive relationship because she found out that she couldn't move to another state because she would have to be quarantined for 14 days and she couldn't afford to go to a hotel for 14 days. This is what I mean about taking charge of self and accountability. She let that be her excuse not to leave a relationship. How does that lesson look to you in your life? What are you using as an excuse to not live your life? What society impression are you holding on to that isn't allowing you to fully be? Right? Only you can do it. It's your life. No one can make you, but no one can really stop you either, though you think they can. Anyway, I didn't know I was going to add that in there. I'm still going to do a group cleansing. I'm going to start with a balancing. This is a Mayan tuning song that I use to balance. Ola e la e ya, ola e la e, ola e la e ya, ola e la e, ola e la e ya, ola e la e, ola e la e ya. Ola e la e, ola e la e ya, ola e la e, ola e la e ya, ola e la e. Oh. Om. 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 There's a lot of talk out there about where we come from, about who we are. But you know, the best thing to do is ask yourself, what do you want to experience? How do you want to experience that? Right? Take a deep breath in through your solar plexus. I mean, literally, feel like you are intaking through your navel. And breathe that in and then out through your hands and your feet. Change the direction of your energy flow. Call it in. Open yourself up. Feel the love on all of your skin. I want to share something with you. I alluded to it earlier. I recently found out that I have an entire numb line in my body from a pinched nerve in my foot from about the age of 18 months. I literally don't feel my skin. I have a blind spot in my eye. I feel numbness up here and it goes down my right leg. And it's very apparent. But I didn't know that I had that. Where was I going? What was I talking about? I fully lost my train of thought. You know what? I went into the line. This is what happens. Observe this. If you know somebody in your family who has a pinched nerve and you observe their behavior where they can't remember things sometimes, really observe what just happened to me. I literally was looking in my numb line and I lost my train of thought. This is real. I have numbness in a nerve and it goes through my eyeball. And when I was looking to find it, I went into it and lost my place. Anyway, I fully forgot what I was going to say. Blessings. I think I was wrapping up. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Thank you. Thanks.
That's actually cool. I'm glad you shared that, Brandy. That actually makes a lot of sense. I think you should, I mean, if you want, and you explain that well, because that helps understand you more, I think. Right? Like a lot. And then I can apply that to other people really easily.
You know, we're really layered and we don't know until we start rewinding ourselves. I have literally, been deep hermited for about 3 years, diving in all of my dysfunction. And I just got back to, I'm down about 7 months old, almost to birth, with all of my flaws. Okay, I can't say that, but certainly with why it is that there's a piece of my mind that says I can't function, that says I can't think. I literally go into a space where I think I'm deaf, dumb, and blind. And that's a sensor up here. And this is really private. This is what I do in meditation, but this is how I learn what makes other people tick, what dynamics may be misfiring within their sphere of being. That's why I study physics. I want to understand the energies and I want to understand, sort of how to put myself back. I'm literally getting nerve feeling in places I've never felt. I had something happen in my head the other day and I'm like, oh my God, I think I can see feeling. So, it's cool, but yeah, anyway. So if anybody felt anything, I did work on your overall body and then the thymus gland. So there may be some releases. You guys may have a big cry later or something really, you may have a big aha moment. I know the energy that I carry, and with all of us combined, we're all energy workers, all of us. So I'm sure we've, and I know I felt it with Galactic Ashley and others. So I'm sure, we all may have a good cry tonight with some releases through all that. Yeah.
They're just fascinating to me. And like just being very fluidly with what you were doing, all of a sudden, like wham, I would like just suddenly be pulled deeply into attention with what you're doing. So it's really wild to feel that and then to hear what you were sharing when that happened. Yeah.
Did you feel divine feminine energy, Brandy? Because there's a couple of times you did stuff, and I'm like, what is she talking about? She's totally divine feminine energy she's channeling right now.
So yeah, so what I mean is that it's my yin line that was pinched. It like I'm not sure how to tie this in, but it's like there's a whole section, like I'm literally numb, like my skin, I can't feel it. I
Right.
can't feel, I have to shift my body to, sometimes I can feel hungry, and if I turn left, I don't feel hungry. So, and this is physical, this is a physiological distortion. Okay, so I'll tell you, I fell out of the crib when I was about 18 months, and then I was switched from left to right handed. So my whole left side, it's like I shut her down, but it was also on top of a pinched nerve that happened when I was little that went, I mean, it was a pinched nerve. So it's like all, so what I'm saying is right, I'm a balanced being. My body isn't. And when I start to get the sensors of a feminine voice coming to my mind, because I hear my guides in their voices, it freaks me out. It freaks me out. Like I go into severe paranoia because it's like that's an energy, that's a feeling my body's not used to. So I don't even, does that make sense? It's like, it's really different between the physiological sensors and the way they ping in your mind to communicate versus an actual like I know I'm a whole balanced person. My body doesn't function. So it's literally, it's a physiological thing. And, but it does, yeah.
Go ahead, say what you're going to say.
I was going to say, but it does tie into, you know, in some regards, you know, I like the female voice coming from inside my head. Like I hear myself all from the right. It's like it's like my hearing, everything comes in this way. So it's also perception to some extent about how that unlocks.
I bet you masculine voices are coming in and then they're swapping and re-transforming into feminine. Like they're just using their access points, right? And that would make sense.
Right. So everything sort of got distorted based on how I needed to hear and where they ended up coming in. You're exactly right. Like I saw that path. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I just say what was just feedback for you of just what came when you were sharing that? I just mother just came up really strongly. And it just seemed like needing to block what was coming in from your mother. So you're having to find your own pathway to have things come in.
That makes sense. Yeah. On many levels.
I actually can't hear out of my right ear, and I had 4 ear surgeries, and I know that's the right side and not the other side, but the point is that my body was trying to protect myself from hearing things that it didn't want to hear. So I actually had a very aggressive tumor that was growing in my head. So I think our bodies in a lot of ways are protecting us from things that we don't need to hear.
The interesting thing about that is how it distorts then our guidance system, right? When we start opening up to tap in, like I want to tap in, when I start tapping into like a feminine voice, it freaks me out because I'm not used to hearing feminine. So I don't do full body channels as much of women as I do of men. I'm just saying, well, and it's just, I know it's just energy, but it's like I just noticed the difference, I guess, is what I'm saying.
That's interesting.
But part of it too is
I was just gonna say, I hear like whenever I hear anything in here, I absolutely listen because it's not coming from the physical. So I think mine's different, but I was just saying, I feel like our bodies try and protect us. We're like, oh, you don't need to hear that. So we're going to clog your ears.
They're saying part of it seems like being able to own your feminine, knowing that it's different from your mother, that it's not any connected at all to your mother. That it doesn't mean you're all like her or that any of the things that were so challenging.
I feel like I want to share something with you about that because it just happened like 2 weeks ago. I hadn't, you know, I thought I had cleared it. Well, anyway, so it was really interesting. I kept hearing, look at the teeth, like teeth are really important, and I'm still doing a lot of study on teeth, but I kept hearing, look at your mother's teeth, like my birth mother. So I pulled up a picture of her, and I looked, like in my mind's eye, I looked in her teeth, and the second I did, it's like her mouth opened and tar just came shooting out of her mouth. It's like I couldn't even see her until all that was clear. And as soon as all that was clear, it's like then she could sort of go back into the image. So I think that just happened. I mean, or maybe I'm in the middle of it, but I want to honor what you said because I agree with you. Yeah, for sure. And she came, her name flashed on her last name. Her second married last name, not her current one, was literally on a road sign on a wrong turn that I took yesterday in my travels. So you're pretty right on, Lorelai.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I went through a whole bunch of mother stuff like a while ago, and because I was thinking about being a mother, so it was like, how do I become the thing that I don't really embrace, right? So I had to look at that, and like it was to the point where I didn't even want to call Mother Earth,
Mm.
right? Like, I mean, that was like to the degree I'm gonna like separate that. So there's a lot of, powerful things, and it worked all that out. And I'm sure there's still some more things there, but I don't know. That's also a lot of reasons why I like connecting people to their galactic families, because my galactic mother came in was like, listen, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. But parent, preacher, teacher.
Yeah, anyone
Well,
have
Galactic
anything else?
Ashley,
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to say, sorry. I wanted to say that when you were talking, one of my sensors in my back went, and I have had a pinched nerve here for years, and I've been working on it. It's probably gone down about 2 inches since I started working on all this backup energy up in here. But something did release back there, so I'm really excited to find out in meditation later what that was all about. So thank you. I appreciate you and your gift.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just wanted to check if anyone else had anything they wanted to share with Brandy or ask. It's great. Well, thank you so much. That was lovely. And I just put in the chat some upcoming events we have. We have another fair like this, but with about 16 practitioners on Sunday. So it's in the US. It's from 5 to 9 Pacific time. And then it looks like it's Monday from probably 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's AEST. So I don't remember, you're 1 hour off that, Prakash? So you're at, is it 11 to 3? Trying to remember exactly what your time zone is. But yeah, but so on Monday. So we have another event if you're interested in that. And then we have other events too. So other fairs, and we have a panel coming up too, Black Cat Conjure, at the end of October. So, and the way the events typically run is at the very beginning, all the practitioners give a brief introduction about who they are and what they offer. And then we do readings of the audience. So a few different people from the audience ask a question, and a number of practitioners will share. And then we split all into breakout rooms. And so the practitioners are giving different presentations, just like you experienced tonight, but they're all happening separately in different breakout rooms. And then there are private rooms also if people want to do sessions with the practitioners. And all the practitioners that were here today, we're all offering our work in sessions, just so if you're interested in doing that in the future. And if you go to it's the same page where you got here, it's jointhefair.com. If you scroll down, there's a flyer that's right there with all the contact info on the practitioners. There's a link to it in the chat. And then, yeah. Well, that's what we've been up to today. Maybe since Prakash didn't hear earlier, maybe just before we all leave, maybe should we just go around and just share briefly about who we are, what we do, and go ahead and share your contact info so it's in the recording too, just before we finish up. Does that work for everyone? All right, great. Who wants to go first?
I can. My name is Brandy Roberts. I'm an oracle, and I'm a Reiki master, and I work with energy. I like to work with mind, body, spirit alignments. So I like to have the conversation about what it is that's bothering you, and then work with your energy field and your body and your mind so that it all matches your spirit and get you in alignment so that you put your disordered particles in order. Thank you. Oh, and
Great.
I work by donation, and my number is 916-837-5146. Thank you.
And is there any other way? He's in Australia. Is there any other easy way for him to reach you?
Email oraclebrandy@gmail.com.
Great. And that's Brandy with a Y. All right,
Yes,
great. Thank you. Who else wants to share?
I'll go. I'm Galactic Ashley. I channel divine guidance for star seeds, connecting them to their star families and galactic lineages. I use light language frequencies and work with your cosmic connections to facilitate high frequency healing transmissions and encoded activations. You can find me at galacticashley.com or info@galacticashley.com. So thanks for coming out.
Who else wants to go?
I'll go. I'm Susie Parker Goins with Blue Lightning Healing. I am a channel, so divine comes through me in an accessible aspect, something you're comfortable with, so you can develop
You froze.
Oops,
energy
Susie
healer.
froze. Susie, you froze. If you could maybe just start
Oh.
over again.
Wait, okay.
You're fine
Am I-
now. Just start over
Okay.
again so it's all together.
I
I'll
got a
take it.
weird message. Pardon me?
I was just saying, just start over again so it's like all together.
Okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm Susie Parker Goins. I am with Blue Lightning Healing. I'm a channel, so divine comes through me to talk to you, to have a conversation. I don't believe that spirit guides need to be like bowed down to, but they are co-workers with you to co-create your reality. I'm also an energy healer and a past life explorer and healer. I have a podcast called Blue Lightning Healing Meditations on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and a few other places. So any meditations that I've got accessible there, ta-da, they're yours. And you can reach me at susypgoins@gmail.com. That's SUSYPGOINS@gmail.com. And thanks for such a lovely evening.
Thanks so much. All right, Donna.
Yes, I'm Donna Sauer. I'm an animal energy healer, long distance, and also I also do work with the spirituality of the animals and their divine mission, both for themselves and for the guardians that are taking care of them. And if you would like to reach me, it's dr.dlsauer@gmail.com.
Thank you, Donna. And as you demonstrated earlier this evening, you're also intuitive with humans.
Okay, haven't gone that far. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd like
Then-
to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm an alchemical hypnotherapist, and the way I work is like the client is in a light trance, and so is able to talk. So we have a conversation. I'd guide them to some place. Say it's getting to a door, and then suggest they knock on the door or whatever, and they tell me, they tell me, I say, what color is the door? And they tell me, and so on. We have a conversation. And I've done past lives in that way too. And it's very powerful. And I haven't done that for a while now. Maybe I can do that here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll write you about that. Yeah, it's great. Fun. And saying, I'm Laura Leishmayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader and a body psychology coach. So I'm able to read your soul through your eyes. I interpret it as a set of archetypes. I'm able to describe your soul purpose and help answer questions about your career path, about people in your life and relationships. I'm a matchmaker, so I connect people with soulmates, all kinds of different applications of what I do. Help people grow to express the best of who they are. And tonight you've been here for one of our MeWe fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We've been having these events for over 6 years. We have them in the Northwest United States, and we've been having them online for the last 2 years. And we've been having a lot of events here the last number of months this year. So thanks so much for joining us, and you can learn more about the fairs at mewefairs.com, MEWEFAIRS.com. And I didn't say my contact info. I'm at LorelaiShimayo.com. That's LaurelaiShimayo. All right. Anything anyone else wants to share? Just any upcoming events or anything like that before we, Galactic Ashley has a training that's coming up in the next week.
Yep. Galactic Guided Intensive Sovereignty and the Sacred Art of Channeling is starting next week. It's a 9-week program. And then I also have on Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. It's a free event. You can find it on Eventbrite. You can just search Galactic Ashley. It will come up. It's Animal Totems. And then we have our first inaugural Crystal Skulls Council event that I'm doing with Wyatt Larson and the Wildwood Willow on Saturday. And I know a bunch of people here are coming, and it's also donation only, and so basically free. So we're really excited.
Great. And yeah, so I look forward to, well, being together with all of you again. And Prakash, I look forward to reaching out to you, and maybe you will join us as a practitioner. It's exciting. All right. Well, thanks everyone for being here all together. I'll go ahead and turn off the recording.